We are learning to plan to entertain using the hamburger plan. So we're going to use this hamburger plan here to plan our speech, and remember the function of your speech that you've decided on is to entertain the audience. So the first thing we need to do is to think about the introduction. Who or what are you going to be describing? So into my introduction, I've written that soccer floats my boat because I'm going to be telling some entertaining stories about playing soccer. So next I need to think about what my first main idea is going to be, my first story that I'm going to tell about soccer. So my first story is going to be about a boy who wore an orange skin as a mouthguard for soccer. Now what I want to do is to elaborate on that, so to break it down into parts to tell that little story. So the extension of my ideas are that I'm going to say about how Casey was a funny boy in the soccer team and he always liked to do silly things. And then I'm going to talk about how we had oranges at half time, and then how when we were back on the field, when Casey smiled, we saw that he had on an orange skin in his mouth that he said he was using as a mouth guard. Now I need to think of a second funny story to entertain my audience about relating to soccer. So my next little story is going to be about how a dog played soccer. So again, I'm going to extend on those the ideas around that little story. So my first little idea is that I'm going to say how we were at a soccer game at Monrad Park, and that there were some people standing on the sideline who had a dog with them, and the dog was watching the game, and then the dog took off from the owner, came onto the field and started to move the ball around with his nose. Now I need to think about my third and final little story that I'm going to tell in my speech to entertain the audience. So my last entertaining paragraph that I'm going to include in my story is about a muddy soccer game. So again, I need to extend on that idea. So my extension ideas around a muddy soccer game are that it had been raining for days before the game, kids were slipping and sliding around, and they were covered in mud and had to be hosed off outside. Now I need to think about the summary. Now, when I'm writing to entertain, I don't have to restate all of my ideas in my summary. That's when I'm writing to inform or to persuade, I have to do that. But when I'm writing to entertain, I can just finish off with a feeling or a statement or a thought. So in my summary, I'm just going to have some ideas around how soccer floats my boat because it's so much fun and it's entertaining for everyone. So what you have to do today is you have to fill in your plan based on your speech topic where you're aiming to entertain the audience.